Carlos, King once the puppet master of reality TV, has just been arrested, and the woman who helped build his empire. She's the one tearing it down. This isn't a plot twist. It's real life. Why it works, delivers shock value right away, clearly names the stakes, and sets the tone for a dramatic unraveling. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Reality television just crossed a line Carlos King never imagined. For years, he was the mastermind behind the chaos on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, steering the drama from behind the curtain. But now, he's found himself at the center of a storm he can't control or edit. A lawsuit filed by Melody Shari, formerly Melody Holt, has not only shaken the OWN network to its core but led to Carlos's arrest, sparking whispers that this could be the final act of his reality TV reign. To understand how this explosive fallout came to be, we have to rewind to the beginning, a creative alliance that turned sour. When the show launched in 2019, Carlos was hailed as a visionary, aiming to bring authentic Black excellence to unscripted TV, while Melody shined as the breakout star, poised, ambitious, and endlessly watchable. They praised each other publicly, but cracks in their partnership were already forming behind the scenes. As the show gained traction, tensions rose over creative control. Melody, especially during her public divorce, felt her narrative was being twisted for drama, painting her as the angry Black woman, while Carlos allegedly prioritized sensationalism over truth. A major turning point came in season 3, when Melody walked off set and later began producing her own content, taking back control of her story. But the divide went deeper than disagreements over editing. Sources close to Melody claimed her likeness and personal moments were being used in promos, spin-offs, and marketing without her permission or pay. Clips of her most emotional scenes were recycled in trailers she never signed off on. And by 2024, it was clear the trust had eroded. Melody's cryptic social media posts hinted at betrayal, and fans quickly caught on. They'll build an empire off your pain and then try to erase you from it. That's when she decided to act. In early 2025, Melody filed a lawsuit in Fulton County, Georgia, not just alleging breach of contract, but accusing Carlos King and his production company of unauthorized use of her image, manipulation of original agreements, and exploitation of her intellectual property. One major grievance involved her voice being used in a Love and Marriage, Detroit trailer without consent. Insiders say even Carlos's closest allies were blindsided by the depth of the claims. What began as a promising partnership has unraveled into a full-blown legal battle, one with consequences that may change the face of reality TV forever. According to Melody Shari's legal team, the fallout between her and Carlos King runs far deeper than creative disagreements. It's about exploitation, retaliation, and control. Lawyers argue Melody was deliberately excluded from profit-related decisions, beginning with season 4 of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, despite being a central figure. But the most gut-wrenching claims center on emotional abuse and retaliation through editing. Melody alleges Carlos used behind-the-scenes conversations and cherry-picked footage to frame her as unstable and vindictive during her high-profile divorce from Martell Holt. And it didn't stop there. Defamation and betrayal are at the heart of this case. Court documents reportedly include emails, screenshots, and even audio files where Carlos discussed her private life with bloggers, fueling online harassment and painting her in a deliberately negative light. Then came the twist that escalated everything: allegations of fraud and forgery. What began as a civil case took a criminal turn when forensic analysts uncovered doctored documents, specifically a forged digital signature Melody says was used to license a reunion special for international release without her approval. That discovery led to Carlos King's shocking arrest on charges including identity fraud and contract tampering. Though he was released on bond, the damage to his reputation was immediate and brutal. Insiders close to the investigation claimed the evidence was ironclad, calling the misuse of someone's digital identity not just unethical, but criminal. Still, Carlos didn't stay silent. Just 2 days after the arrest, he addressed the controversy in a composed, polished Instagram live video. In it, he described the lawsuit as an attack on his legacy, saying, "I've always uplifted Black excellence in reality TV. I would never exploit someone I once called family." He dismissed the forgery allegations, framing Melody's claims as a personal vendetta, and ended with a pointed remark: "Sometimes people confuse storyline with real life." That one sentence lit up the internet. Critics accused Carlos of gaslighting, minimizing Melody's experience, and rewriting the narrative yet again. social media split down the middle. While some fans applauded Melody for fighting back, others defended Carlos as a misunderstood industry pioneer. Notably, Nene Leakes tweeted her support, calling Carlos a genius and hustler. Though her defense sparked backlash from fans accusing her of enabling toxic behavior. Even Martel Holt, Melody's ex-husband, threw his support behind Carlos during a live stream, prompting angry reactions from viewers who accused both men of profiting off Melody's pain. Meanwhile, powerful women in media and activism stood firmly behind Melody. Amanda Seales urged followers to believe Black women, and activist Tamika Mallory reminded everyone, accountability is not hatred, it's justice. Even Candy Burris, who has her own history of disputes with Carlos over creative rights, subtly signaled her stance by liking anti-Carlos posts. What began as a lawsuit has now evolved into something much bigger, public reckoning with the realities of race, gender, and power in the entertainment industry. And while Carlos fights to preserve his legacy, the world is watching closely, asking a critical question: who truly holds the power to tell the story and at what cost? Publicly, Carlos King tried to present a calm, collected image, but behind the scenes, the reality was far from composed. Sources close to the situation described a quiet panic setting in. Sponsorships were dropping like dominoes, projects were suddenly on pause. And his once year-clad ties to OWN seemed to be unraveling, a major unscripted series he had in the works with a top-tier streaming service. Shelved indefinitely, beauty and lifestyle sponsors, once tied to love and marriage, have reportedly backed out without looking back. Perhaps most telling is OWN's complete silence: no statements, no support, no acknowledgement. Insiders suggest the network is actively exploring legal options to cut ties, even weighing the idea of bringing in a new executive producer should formal charges against Carlos stick. As one entertainment blogger from Reality Daily put it, Carlos used to pull all the strings. Now he's stuck in a knot of his own making. And the voices he once muted, they're finally being heard. But while Carlos was buried in legal chaos and PR damage control, Melody Shari was quietly rewriting her own story. No drama, no spectacle, just strategy. As headlines swirled and public opinion shifted, she was laying the foundation for something far more powerful than any lawsuit could promise: legacy. Her next chapter: building an empire on her own terms. Introducing Shari Media Network, a new production company with a mission as bold as its founder. Sources close to Melody confirm that she has officially filed to launch SLAPS, a fully funded, independent multimedia platform designed to amplify the voices of Black women without exploitation, gatekeeping, or manipulation. And this isn't just some celebrity vanity brand. It's a blueprint for change. Melody's vision includes documentary projects on the juggling act of motherhood and entrepreneurship, scripted dramas rooted in real Southern stories, candid talk shows about faith, heartbreak, and healing, and even a reality competition spotlighting aspiring female founders, hosted by Melody herself. The tagline: real stories, real healing, real power. Perhaps the boldest move of all. The first series under the SMN umbrella is reportedly titled Unscripted and Unbothered, the Melody Shari story, a multi-part docuseries, offering a raw, unfiltered look at her rise to fame, the betrayal she endured, and her comeback from it all. It will even include unseen behind-the-scenes footage from her legal battle with Carlos King. This isn't just smart business, it's a masterclass in reclaiming narrative and reputation. Melody isn't letting the internet tell her story. She's producing it herself, and the results are speaking volumes. Since news of the lawsuit broke, her YouTube channel has exploded in popularity, with subscribers tripling in just a few weeks. Her Instagram lives now draw tens of thousands of loyal viewers, many praising her for her transparency, strength, and grace. Brands that once overlooked her are circling back, eager to align with the power she's building. In the wreckage of a scandal that could have broken her, Melody Shari is doing something far more impactful. She's building something new, and it just might reshape the entire landscape of reality television. The same brands that once ghosted Melody Shari during her most vulnerable moments, while she weathered public heartbreak and online scrutiny, are now knocking at her door. From luxury skincare lines to wellness retreats and women's empowerment events, the offers are rolling in. But this time, Melody isn't just a face on a flyer, she's calling the shots. What started as a public fight for control has morphed into something much bigger. The rise of Melody as a full-fledged lifestyle brand. Major media outlets are catching the wave. Essence and The Shade Room have both spotlighted her in glowing features. One headline reads, "Melody's Moment: How Shari Took the Power Back." Another calls her the queen of her own narrative. And the sentiment is clear across the industry. Carlos King may have built the house, but Melody Shari just claimed the deed. And she's... In the world of reality television, silence often speaks louder than words, and right now, Melody Shari is speaking volumes without uttering a sound. Behind the scenes, sources confirm that she is quietly orchestrating a significant shift within the reality TV industry, one that insiders believe could upend the very empire Carlos King worked tirelessly to build. This isn't just another spat between a cast member and a producer. It's the makings of a calculated power move, one that could shake the foundation of the Love and Marriage franchise and alter the landscape of unscripted black television for good. Melody, who rose to fame as one of the original stars of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, has long been regarded as the face of the series. Viewers watched her navigate the triumphs and traumas of entrepreneurship, motherhood, and a highly publicized divorce, all with poise, grit, and undeniable camera presence. But what fans didn't see, according to those close to production, was a growing tension behind the scenes and unspoken tug-of-war for narrative control between Melody and executive producer Carlos King. For years, there have been whispers of manipulation, favoritism, and strategic editing, allegedly all in service of creating maximum drama, often at the expense of certain cast members' reputations. While many participants have publicly supported King for providing them with a platform, others have quietly harbored grievances, believing that their stories were twisted, minimized, or altogether erased to serve a larger agenda. Now, with the launch of her own media venture, Shari Media Network, Melody seems poised to change the game. And she's not doing it alone. Multiple insiders confirm that Melody has been actively reaching out to former Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members, particularly those who were either pushed out, overlooked, or left the show on less than amicable terms. Her pitch: a fresh start, a platform that prioritizes authenticity over sensationalism, a chance to tell their truth without being filtered through the lens of someone else's storyline. And, from the looks of it, her vision is resonating. At least two notable names are already on board, and they're not just behind-the-scenes advisors. One is a well-known male alum, whose exit from the franchise sparked significant speculation at the time, though his departure was never fully explained. Fans have long believed that creative differences and alleged producer meddling played a role. Now, he's working closely with Melody on a new docuseries under the Shari Media banner, one that will reportedly explore the reality of black fatherhood, entrepreneurship, and personal growth, free from the usual tropes and traps of traditional reality TV. The other is a current female castmate, someone still appearing on Love and Marriage Huntsville, though sources say her days on the show may be numbered. Her alliance with Melody has grown more visible on social media in recent months, with the two collaborating on projects, attending public events together, and even teasing fans with cryptic captions hinting at a new chapter. While she's still technically under contract with the Lamb franchise, insiders suggest she's preparing her exit strategy, and aligning herself with Shari Media Network is a major part of that plan. What's clear is that Melody isn't just building a new show, she's laying the groundwork for a new ecosystem, one that directly challenges the Carlos King model, where King's productions thrive on high-emotion content that often pits cast members against each other. Melody's approach is said to focus on healing, empowerment, and legacy building. That doesn't mean the drama will disappear after all. Tension is the currency of reality TV, but it will reportedly be handled with more nuance and respect for the participants' full humanity. This shift couldn't come at a more pivotal time. Viewers have grown increasingly savvy, quick to call out production tricks, manufactured feuds, and overproduced moments. The demand for realness, actual realness, not just what's marketed as such, is louder than ever. And in Melody, many see not just a former cast member stepping into her power, but a potential trailblazer who understands the medium from the inside out. Of course, not everyone is thrilled by this development. Sources close to King's camp have reportedly dismissed the brewing competition as overhyped and a distraction, with some suggesting that Melody's ambition could backfire if she underestimates the demands of production, funding, and distribution. But Melody's not walking into this blindly. She's reportedly assembling a strong behind-the-scenes team, including seasoned producers, marketing professionals, and legal advisors, some of whom previously worked on major network projects. As for the fans, They're watching closely and speculating wildly. Social media has become a battleground of loyalty and curiosity, with Team Melody supporters celebrating her bold moves and others warning of the dangers of biting the hand that fed you. But for Melody, this isn't about revenge or ego. If anything, those close to her say it's about evolution, creating a space that reflects who she is now, not who she was when the franchise began. What remains to be seen is how Carlos King will respond. Will he adjust his strategy to retain his cast and audience? Or will he dig in and double down on the formula that made Lamb a hit? Either way, a line has been drawn, and the industry is watching. One thing is certain, this isn't just a side project for Melody. This is a movement, and it's already in motion. With key players aligning themselves with her vision and a clear appetite for alternative storytelling, the stage is set for a major shift. Whether it will topple King's empire or simply carve out a powerful new lane of its own, one thing is clear: Melody Shari is no longer just a star in someone else's show. She's becoming the architect of her own media legacy. But here's the twist that could flip the reality TV game entirely. Melody is reportedly in advanced talks with Bet+O Network's biggest rival. The platform is said to be very interested in distributing her first docu-style reality series. If the deal goes through, not only would Melody land a major streaming partner, but Carlos's decades-long dominance over Black reality storytelling could begin to crumble at the hands of the very woman he allegedly tried to mute. And believe it or not, this still isn't the end of the story.